Hi, it's Jeff Pulver, and when I'm not here, I am a early stage investor. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm currently co-chairman of a new startup called Zula. Historically, I've helped disrupt the way the world communicates, helped change telecom by the introduction of voice over IP. And a number of years ago, I started co-founded a company which became Vonage. And very happy to be here today with my new friend who's based in Houston. Good morning.
Good morning, or howdy. I'm Allison Sawyer. I'm the CEO, co-founder of Rebellion Photonics, and we're looking to revolutionize safety on oil rigs and refineries with our gas cloud imaging cameras. So good to see you again, Jeff.
Nice to see you. Yeah, this is not Williamsburg. So
No.
I was curious. So did you know when you were starting out your startup that you were going to help revolutionize safety on oil rigs? And was that really the inspiration, or was there something more to what you were doing? And how did you actually figure this out? Because I was looking at interviews you've given before, and
Oh.
I was going through some transcripts, and clearly you're a wow entrepreneur. Nothing gets in your way. Everything is possible. I get all that, and I was trying to think about how I could be helpful in this session. And you and I share a lot in common. And I was just curious before I go into some ideas. I was just curious, like, how did you get to where you are in terms of being in this business?
Oh, I didn't grow up thinking I'd get into oil and gas safety. That's
In Alabama, you
definitely
don't do that. I thought you did. No.
no, but I did. I just love physics. I love physics because it's so, in this crazy world, you can just bring it down to such basics. And I'm always flabbergasted that math actually works in the real world. I find that fascinating. So I'm just a big physics nerd and I just love it. Originally, I was into nanotech, and that's where I did my graduate work. Um, but when I got to Texas, I got to know some really great optics scientists. And optics
Just
in the
randomly
field of
optic scientists. I mean, this doesn't sound normal. I mean, you just go out
I'm
and
in, okay, so I'm in business school. I'm 22 years old. Everyone else is 30.
yeah.
I'm such an outcast. I can't, like, I cannot just get on their wavelength in business school. So yeah, I
Optics
inevitably
wavelength. Okay,
hate start hanging. I inevitably start hanging out with physicists. You can take the girl out of the lab, but you
but that's
can't
about
take the
it.
physics out of her. But that's
And
about it.
and I was looking at the core technology. I was just but how did you end up doing the gas detection? Because one of the things I like about disruptive technologies is when people take something not necessarily destined to what it was supposed to be used for, and changes its course by reapplying it into another field. And it seems to me that based on your approach to the underlying core technology, you've actually done that, and you're doing things that other people just would never attempt. And it seems to be defensible for a while. But I'm always curious, what else could you do? Now that you've pushed the
Yeah.
limits, and now you're doing, you're helping with the gas detection and helping with save lives and billions of dollars of equipment. Is there more things in your mind that you wish you could be doing, or are you being told by other people, stay focused and just make this happen?
Oh my God, if I hear stay focused one more time, I'm gonna lose it.
Did I say
So
stay
I
focused?
mean,
I'm just asking you. Are people telling you stay
no,
focused?
not you. Yeah, they do. But when I chose oil and gas for us, we got some really funny looks because there's no one in oil and gas with our type of technology, which is hyperspectral imaging. If you're in our field of optics, you do more defense,
And
or
more defense.
maybe
More defense.
more defense. So everybody goes defense. That's where the big contracts are. Um, I hate the defense market. We
There you
do.
go. Just don't like it.
I just don't like it. Well, yeah, it's a big market. They're probably going to pay their bills, but it's not a very logical market. The winner is not always the best.
I've seen a lot of movies and read
And
some
they're,
books. I get it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So everything you know about that. I picked oil and gas because it's a massive market in need of change, desperately in need of new technology, and yet better yet, they know it. They really know and are looking for different ways uh, to bring down the catastrophic event rate. So oil and gas has been really great about people don't slip and hurt their backs as much, and there aren't as many like little minor accidents, but bring
Rigs
down
will
the
explode.
catastrophic. Yeah, but catastrophic events. And to be fair, a big part of that is because there has not been any new detection technology for really 50 years, for most of their lifetimes.
But why
I mean,
is
it's
that? I mean,
really shocking.
what does that bother you? I mean, and why now? I mean, why are people now more receptive than the last 50 years?
Well, it's starting to hit their bonuses. For example, Chevron had a fantastic year last year, one of Chevron's best years. But their CEO and all their C-levels, their bonuses got docked 10% or more because of some large accidents they had. For example, out in San Francisco, they had a big explosion at their Richmond facility, which is just north of San Francisco.
Wow.
And that was just another example of they've got great people at Chevron. They've got their processes down. It is not that they don't care.
But you know,
the detection technology was just not there for them. It
But
failed them.
I get that there's a market and there's an opportunity for you, but you know, I like to be the disruptor, and I don't like being disrupted myself. So imagine 5, 7 years from now, other folks with deeper pockets than you can have access to right now copy you and start to do not as good as you, but are inspired and follow your path. Are you currently thinking about other ways to disrupt yourself today? Are you, because I personally, as an entrepreneur, I personally get my best ideas when I'm doing too many things, because it's only when I'm really busy do I see other opportunities. When I'm staying focused, it gets really boring really fast, and I'd rather have other people stay focused while I could just be on the spectrum. And it seems to me that you're playing like two roles, right? You're playing the role of the co-founder / focused person, but you seem to be very distracted in a very positive way. I was wondering, do you have a chance to embrace your distractions?
I at the moment don't really have a chance to do that.
Be distracted.
Yeah, I think I utterly agree with you. By the way, we're just so understaffed. We're doing a big raise
Of
right
money?
now, and
Money.
yeah.
Are you taking money
But
from the industry, or are you taking it from outsiders?
Well, it's going to probably be private equity or family money, but hopefully with a focus in oil and gas.
Are you gonna get rid of your
Hopefully
debt?
some Texas way.
You can get rid of your
My
debt?
what?
The debt that you took? If I can't explain why you ever would put debt on a startup, but that's a different story. I would never do
It's
that.
convertible debt.
Still.
Well,
Are you ready? I don't know.
yeah, no.
Too many companies have a chance to go bankrupt too fast by doing convertible debt. I believe in issuing common stock to the common founders, and doing preferred only when I have to, but never doing debt.
Mm.
It's you see a lot of two things cause startups to fail. One is giving up. The second is bad deals. And and don't forget, most of your investors who are not your friends and family do not love you. They're doing it for money. And
obviously.
no,
I think
you may be I mean, people could be sweet about this, but I'm telling you, you got to be very careful and allow yourself the freedom to be distracted and not to be so focused. Because if you go down this path of playing the role of a focused person who's in a distracted body, your board is going to not be happy with you, and you have to put it out there right now that you want the opportunity to look at the broad spectrum of opportunity for the future of the business rather than just focus on what you're doing right now. And don't let yourself get into that trap of being that focused person they all invested in and all of a sudden changing mid-course. You should come up and tell everyone now that you have a lot of ideas and that you're raising money to build a team so that you're able to be the chief disruptor of the company, the chief visionary officer. Let someone else be CEO. You be chief visionary, CVO, and chief disruptor, and think about how you can disrupt yourself while at the same time build a huge business, which you're well on your way of doing.
Yeah. I think funding and who to take funding from has been actually my biggest challenge to date. I think that's been the hardest thing for me to choose. I'm usually a very decisive person.
You do not sound very decisive about this.
But this is just very uncharacteristic of me when it comes to funding.
My My words of parting advice for you on this is to listen to yourself. Don't justify it. Listen to your soul, because you've gotten to where you are because you're a very focused, driven individual who gets it, who, when no one else is looking, listens to who they are and what they want to do. This is a critical, pivotal point of the career of your business, and that I would not listen to me or any other advisors, and just really take yourself under advisement and do what feels right. And don't worry about justifying it, but do what you could live with, because it's your future and the future of your team that you're dealing with, and nothing could be more important at this time.
Ooh. Well, thank you, Jeff. I really appreciate that.
Thank you. It's
See what happens.
I wish you much success, and it's a pleasure to meet you here and to interact.
So yeah, well, if you're ever in Houston, you should come on down. We do a fun demo.
I
And
I will do that. I was just in Houston a few months ago. My dad was a Houston resident, so I like to visit to reminisce. So I look forward to seeing you in Houston.
oh, I'd really, really enjoy that. So please do.
Cool.
I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
I want to thank you for sharing some time with us today. While you're at that pivotal point of both, being that company, being the startup, and thinking about your funding options. And my parting words of advice: don't listen to anyone. Just be yourself. Focus on being disrupted. It's a good thing. It's Jeff Pulver,
Oh.
and with Allison, who is a rebel with a cause, which bringing safety to oil rigs and a lot more. And we'll see a lot from her in the future. And I wish you continued success. I'm out of here. It's a wrap. Thank you, guys. Thank you
Thanks,
all for joining.
Jeff.